Our short film Kilele is out now. So here's a few clips. Roll it.
Can you at least let me in? Why now? Why Africa?
No goodbye. No memories, just silence.
Then James, stay.
If I die without ever doing something that scares me or makes me feel like I mattered, then what's the point?
My name is Carlos Perez. I am a cinematographer based out of Puerto Rico and Orlando, Florida. What you just saw is some clips of our short film Kilele, which was filmed last year and released just a few weeks back. And the link for the film will be down in the description. I've always said actors need to act. So just like even musician, they need to rehearse, get together with the band, record demos, do live performances. Just like that, actors need to act. And that is exactly what Brandon did. He decided to write and produce 2 short films. One is Kilele, which is the drama that we're talking about today, and the other one is Blood in the Pines, which is kind of like a drama, horror-ish type of situation. That will be released in summer 2026. Both films went into a short film festival run and got quite a few accolades each. All right, this video does not have a sponsor, but I would like to take this time to tell you guys about a YouTube channel that we're launching called A Film by Humans. Now, this YouTube channel is where we're gonna be launching all of our short films and where we're gonna be teasing and putting things for our future projects. So go ahead to A Film by Humans channel and give it a follow, get a subscribe. Would really help. That's where we're gonna be releasing everything. So when Brandon decided to put action into his goals and dreams, he actually reached out to David and me to spearhead this project. David was the director and the editor. I was doing cinematography, and I also handled coloring and the audio for post. Anyways, we're here to know more about Kilele and the story of how everything came about, and I'm gonna let Brandon do all of the explaining. After that, I'm gonna go into a few technical details on how we shot it and all that stuff. I love that stuff, and I'm pretty sure you guys do too. So Brandon, your turn.
Hi, my name is Brandon Falk. I am the leading actor, writer, and producer of our short film Kilele. Our film is about a man that is in the early stages of ALS, so we are bringing awareness to those that have family members that have experienced ALS and have passed from ALS. Our leading character, he is planning and hiking a trip to Mount Kilimanjaro, Tanzania. So the actual hiking itself took 7 days to complete, which comprises about 10% of the actual footage of our short film. Everything else, which was the key footage, was shot in Jacksonville. What makes this story even more emotional and impactful for us, this was not planned whatsoever, but our leading actress who was casted, her mom actually ended up passing from ALS, and we also have our cinematographer, who we found out today also ended up losing his mother to ALS. So this felt very divine. You know, for everybody, I think that it will impact a lot of people's lives and show them, you know, the power of not just love, but persevering.
So like you heard from Brandon, the film really touches on the sensitive subject of the illness ALS. Like he expressed, my mom did pass away from ALS about 12 years ago-ish. When David approached me to do this film, we just knew that it was about a terminal illness or something like that. I never bothered to ask what it was. So it was kind of a bit of a shock, a bit of a surprise once we learned that it was about ALS. I told Brandon kind of like, yo, my mom passed away from ALS. Like I barely hear anybody talk about this other than the bucket challenge and that's about it. And my own personal experience. And then on top of that, to hear that the actress's mom also passed away from ALS was a very, it was a moment. It was a moment, and to me, it was surprising that that people were talking about this, and I kind of feel bad not to talk about this more of my experience. But I am really glad and really happy to have been part of this project. I am proud that Brandon, was bold to make this story, and yeah.
Hey, so I'm David Borges. I'm the director of Kilele. This story really started before Brandon took the hike to the mountain. I remember him texting, asking for maybe some direction on some of the shots. We really didn't have a story back then, but we knew that whatever he filmed, we wanted it to look a certain way. So I sort of talked to him, put a tripod here, do this, because he was doing it by himself. Brandon figured out the story. I thought it was amazing when I read it. I thought it was very honest, real. My main concern at the beginning was there was a very long scene in a bed. At first it was going to be a couch. I kind of decided to do it in a bed. I speak to my wife in bed. We lay down in the morning. We usually spend maybe 30 minutes talking in the morning, and we do it laying down. And I just felt like I could connect with that better than a couch. And that's one of the decisions that I feel like I made earlier on after the script. But then it was like, how do we make this scene interesting to watch? They can't just lay there, right? So I started finding blocking, okay, well, this section, this happens, then in this section, there's this movement. And I wanted every movement in the story, everything they did when he faces away from her, when she grabs him, when they face each other. I wanted all that to tell the story of the actual conversation that was happening. Even the shots, everything was very intentional with this. And that's definitely something that I'm working towards. I want my films to have a side of intentionality when it comes to blocking and shots. Even in the mountain, we were very selective with the shots. He shot a lot of footage, and we were very selective with what went into the film.
This short was part of 2 films that we were doing, like I said, on one weekend. We were filming 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, if I remember correctly. We shot Kilele the first day, because it was the easiest to shoot. It was only half of the film, basically. Brandon had already filmed all of the hiking stuff. Obviously, we did not go on that hike, just Brandon. So he already filmed all that. All we had to do was shoot the bed scene and when he leaves and when he comes back. So it was 1 location, 2 actors, and a very skeleton crew. By that I mean David, the director, me, the cinematographer, and Vigo, who did sound. And we also had Giovanna, which did amazing makeup for the day. That was the whole thing. I haven't any of the BTS because I am shooting the film and I'm also doing the BTS. So, I need a BTS guy. Come on, anybody, Puerto Rico, Orlando, I need your help.
I love working with Carlos. I don't think I would see myself doing films without him as my cinematographer. He understands my brain more than anyone. And it has to do with, obviously working on 10 plus shorts and a film and everything. But it's just also our friendship and our understanding of the world is very similar, the way we see things. So yeah, I can't wait to show you guys the second film we shot, which is Blood in the Pines. Totally different. And we'll talk more about how that came along. So,
and now for the nerdy stuff. We shot this on my RED Komodo with no speed booster, because I usually use a speed booster on my RED. But we went no speed booster. We shot it on the Meike lenses, primarily the 50 and the 105. We went with this combo because it gave us a very clean, sharp, dramatic, kind of like drama look. Honestly, as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, this was the right decision. This was a stark contrast between what the other film that we shot the rest of the weekend, which we actually used the speed booster and Canon FD lenses for more of that dramatic horror type of look. And for our key light, we mainly use a panel light through 8x8 diffusion, and we use some of the moving blankets as black fill. The audio gear that we used was also mine, so if you want a breakdown of that, please let me know if you like how this sounded. I'll be more than happy to go through the location equipment that we used and any post-production process. So that is it for the video today. Please go and check for the link for Kilele down in the description, as well as our YouTube channel called A Film by Humans, where we're gonna have a lot more of our films be published there, as well as the preparations for our feature film, which I'm pretty sure you're gonna wanna be part of. So, peace out.